In the video, Cox is seen going headfirst into the back wall of the van and heard calling for help.
Justice for Randy Cox.
It's been over 3 months since Randy Cox was paralyzed, which his family says was caused by a sudden stop in a New Haven police van. He was not wearing a seatbelt.
He had to go be put back in the hospital because he got bed sores. And as Lou Rabano and us discussed, the doctors say this is going to be a regular thing forever.
News from New Haven tonight, where the police commission fired 2 of the officers involved in the Randy Cox case.
And you may recall Cox was paralyzed in police custody in a case that made national headlines.
Today, Cox is still paralyzed from the chest down. He spends every day going through physical therapy at a rehabilitation facility in West Haven. He can move his arms, but not his hands or wrists.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome to Visible Truth Media, and I'm your host, Dirty God. Today we have a special episode about a man who was paralyzed while he was in police custody while being in the back of a van, and the officer actually hit the brakes and didn't put a seatbelt on this man while he was in the back of his vehicle. Okay, so he hit the brakes. This man went head first and ended up paralyzed. Now, we covered this story 7 months ago. This was actually my channel's very first video. You can go back and look at it. It was our first video. We covered it then. This is just an update to this whole situation, okay? This man is still paralyzed and still going through hell right now. I'm not gonna waste too much more of your time. We're gonna jump straight into it, but before we do, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It really helps the channel out. I appreciate y'all, man. Let's get it. So 2 of the officers that were involved into this situation were fired. Now, it wasn't the officer that actually took him in. Well, yeah, he's done, the officer that took him in. But these 2, I believe they were at the precinct, like the hospital section, when he was brought in, and they just didn't care. I'm gonna play a little snippet of that. I'm actually gonna play a little snippet from the first video that we covered. Don't mind the quality or nothing like that, because it was the first one, but yeah. On June 19th, New Haven police officers responded to a block party for the report of Cox carrying a gun. Officers arrested Cox for unlawfully possessing a firearm. While being transported in a van that had no seatbelts, police said Officer Oscar Diaz had to stop abruptly to avoid a crash. In the video, Cox is seen going headfirst into the back wall of the van and heard calling for help. Diaz continued to the detention center, where officers found Cox lying on the floor of the van, unable to move. Video shows officers dragging Cox out of the vehicle by his feet and putting him in a wheelchair. Cox was taken to the hospital, where he underwent emergency surgery. His family said what happened to him on June 19th has changed their lives forever and has called for action.
Cox told the 5 officers he couldn't move, saying he thought his neck was broken. This video shows him being pulled out of the van by his feet. He was processed in a wheelchair and dragged into a holding cell.
So we got 5 officers that were involved. They were all arrested and charged, and these 2, they're done. They're not coming back on their job, man.
Tonight, Officer Jocelyn Lavendiere and Officer Luis Rivera fired. The fate of the 2 other officers hasn't been decided yet, and the 5th officer retired. All 5 are facing charges of reckless endangerment and cruelty to persons, both misdemeanors.
As I said before, he was being transported in a police van. He had a weapon on him. He was too drunk in public. It was around June 19th of 2022, okay? He did win a lawsuit. I'm not sure how much it was. I'm not sure if it was $40 million or $45 million, but he did win a lawsuit about this situation.
Just over a week ago, the news they'd been waiting for. The city of New Haven agreed to pay the Cox family $45 million, settling their lawsuit, but still leaving the Cox family feeling unsettled.
Who cares about the money when you can't even enjoy your body? It's not like he was born this way, right? He was put into the custody of these officers, and now his life is completely changed. Don't nobody care about the money. I mean, I'm sure the money is going to help for his legacy and everyone else behind him that he cares about, but from what I'm hearing, he's still in positive spirits and everything like that. But come on, man.
A message from Randy himself.
He appreciates the mayor and the police chief for keeping their word, holding everyone accountable. He's grateful for the money, but he feels like he won't be able to enjoy it. I want to see them fired and arrested.
Meanwhile, lawyers say Cox is in and out of the hospital, unable to do anything for himself, and his mental health has also taken a toll.
I am the one that's there most of the time, helping him eat.
He often wakes up in the middle of a dream he's having where he's running or walking. He wakes up realizing that he's paralyzed.
Put in a wheelchair and dragged in the holding cell. Can't move. I'm not gonna dig too much deep into it because we already covered the situation. It's just an update on the two officers that were still, that were fired from this situation. But it's just a sad situation, man. I was hoping to come back to the story and find out that he's moving and everything like that, but nah. He spends every single day in physical therapy trying to get right. Almost a year, and you haven't been able to function the correct way. I just, his folks and them saying he's in good spirits, but I don't know. That's a strong man right there, man. But make sure you guys let me know how you feel about this situation. This was an update to this story. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, man. Until next time, peace.